Back-to-back races brings us this weekend to Italy, and it is time for us to talk about upgrades. The Dutch Grand Prix was high octane. Lando Norris secured his second win of the season, dominating the race from pole. Red Bull and home hero Max Verstappen was second best as the team was struggling to improve their car. Ferrari took a decent step forward in terms of performance, while Mercedes seems to have lost pace with its recent upgrades. To continue with this competitive trajectory, many teams are bringing upgrades to Monza, and I'll detail you all the information regarding these said upgrade packages right from Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull and McLaren, so don't go anywhere. Let's start this video with home favourites Ferrari. The Dutch GP was a surprising weekend for the team as Charles Leclerc was able to make his way to the podium while Carlos Sainz recovered to P5 following a difficult qualifying. The pace shown by the two Scarlet Ferraris was surprising because the team themselves do not have an explanation on how it was possible to offer this performance. After that, in recent days, the SF24 has certainly not given the slightest sign of competitiveness. But it was evident that the SF24 on dry single lap pace still had its limitations around medium and high speed corners, while on high fuel race runs was much more stable and did have exceptional tyre degradation performance. Yet the Ferrari car was third fastest at best, still lacking considerable pace compared to the Red Bull RB20 and the McLaren MCL38. So to continue with the momentum from Zandvoort, Ferrari will be introducing upgrades at Monza. While parts of this package will be of low downforce components, circuit-specific parts to complement the high-speed nature of Monza, the team will also be bringing several other innovations to the track to give the SF24 a much-needed performance boost. According to a report from Formula Uno, Ferrari will introduce a brand new front wing design which is aimed at providing clear airflow towards the Venturi tunnels while also improving airflow around the front tyres, improving wake. Alongside a new front wing, the team will also be introducing a new underfloor specification, making revisions to the floor fences, floor edge and the diffuser section to improve the seal around the floor better to prevent the entry of turbulent airflow, also to eliminate the bouncing around medium and high-speed corners while shaping the entire aero package to introduce further upgrades that pushes the amount of downforce the car's underfloor is able to generate. The team also has upgrades lined up to the car's rear suspension internal components to improve the SF24's mechanical performance to handle more downforce with improved stability and better load distribution. This upgrade is not yet confirmed for Monza, so fingers crossed for that. As for the team's prospects at the Italian GP, this is the team's home race, so generally, expectations within the Tifosi will be for a Ferrari win. Generally, Ferrari cars have performed well around Monza, while struggling at many other circuits, so it is a good hunting ground for the team, and I hope Ferrari are able to show a decent performance this weekend, at least be in the fight for the race win. Next, let's focus on Mercedes upgrades. The Silver Arrows endured a disappointing weekend at Zandvoort. Entering the weekend with 3 race wins under their belt from the last 4 races, Mercedes had high hopes at Zandvoort. However, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton's subdued performance in qualifying was followed by more struggles on race day, especially for the former, who launched his race from 4th on the grid only to finish a lowly 7th, 1 spot ahead of Hamilton. The team brought back their Spa floor here to the Dutch GP to further verify its performance value as the team did back-to-back tests with its old floor. While the bouncing, which appeared at Belgium, was never present at Zandvoort within the W15 with the new floor mounted, the car did neither showcase an improved performance during the weekend, and mostly both Lewis and George were complaining of balance issues of the car suffering from an understeer or oversteer balance, with neither driver being able to catch the optimal setup window. During the race, Hamilton had good tyre degradation while Russell's Mercedes was suffering from a lack of grip and suffered with high tyre degradation compared to frontrunners McLaren and Red Bull. While the weather-disrupted weekend could possibly mean Mercedes did not get their setups right, the dull performance does put severe doubts on the performance of the W15's new underfloor. Toto Wolff commented on this and revealed that his team is yet unclear due to the little running they got during practice as to if the new underfloor is essentially a downgrade rather than it being an upgrade. I think these cars are a surprise box. We've had 6 podiums in a row, and that doesn't look like the car 3 weeks ago that was first and second. You can't really end up with a result like this without any major factor playing in, and that's something we need to analyse in the next few days before Monza. According to close sources to the Brackley-based squad, the team believes there is significant performance to be unlocked from this new underfloor, and it could take a weekend or two to fully optimise the package's performance. As for the Italian GP, Mercedes will be introducing a low downforce package optimized specifically for Monza circuit demands. A new low downforce rear wing will make its debut. As for the team's prospects at the Italian GP, Mercedes were strong at Belgium, so I expect them to be competitive at Monza as well, as long as they can sort out the W15's balance properly. Next, let's focus on Red Bull's upgrades. Red Bull are currently in a tricky spot, as the team has chosen the tactic of reverting to older part specifications, abandoning some of its recent upgrades. At Zandvoort, the team equipped the RB20 with its Bahrain floor to sort out the car's balance issues, but that did not seemingly work, apparent from Verstappen's complaints regarding the car not responding to his inputs. The RB20 had balance issues and tyre degradation problems when compared with the McLaren car around the Zandvoort circuit. This has now brought both championships into play, and McLaren are looking as strong contenders to take both championships away from defending champions Red Bull and Max Verstappen. Red Bull seems to have lost their way in aerodynamic development, similar to many other teams, resulting in the team losing the competitive edge they previously enjoyed. So to sort the RB20's problems and get back to the proper path of successful aerodynamic developments, Red Bull are set to make massive revisions to the underfloor, upper and lower in search of a better load distribution, hoping to generate more downforce. This upgrade is lined up for the Azerbaijan GP, but the team could be fast-tracking it to Monza according to latest sources. As for the team's prospects at Monza, the RB20 could be a contender of the race victory at Monza, considering the RB20 still is one of the best cars when it comes to aerodynamic efficiency, a key attribute for the Monza circuit. Finally, let's talk about McLaren's upgrades. The Woking-based squad has resumed its 2024 campaign in a dominant fashion, with Norris winning the Dutch GP, beating Max Verstappen on his home turf. McLaren had aero upgrades around its suspension introduced at Zandvoort, which the team pointed out to be quite significant, and that has translated into a significant gain in performance as well. The MCL38 around Zandvoort had good grip around corners and had exceptional tyre wear compared to rival teams. These traits make the McLaren car the fastest on-grid of present, but it is still known for its lack of top-grade aerodynamic efficiency, which could hurt the Woking-based team at Monza. So to work on that particular area, McLaren has certain upgrades lined up for the Italian GP, which will revolve around the car's engine cover, and the team is expected to debut a new low downforce rear wing. As for the team's Italian GP prospects, McLaren after the Dutch GP have the strongest car on the grid, so I expect them to be leading contenders for the race win at Monza. So, with all these upgrades, are you excited for the Italian Grand Prix? We are very much into your thoughts and perspectives in the comments section down below. And on your way down, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified about future uploads to keep yourselves up to date about the 2024 Formula 1 season.